My maid used to apply oil to my feet daily, and then I would feel such relief that I would lose all awareness. And when I woke up in the morning, there would be oil on different parts of my body. One day I hid in the room and put my sister in my place to sleep. Then at night my hair stood on end when I saw that the maid, along with 6 men, I was among those people whom God had blessed with every bounty of the world. My bungalow was in a famous area. I had no shortage of wealth, money, jewelry, clothes. In short, everything in the world was abundant, but there was one very big emptiness in my life, and that was someone's companionship. I lived alone in such a big bungalow. My parents traveled from one country to another and were absorbed in themselves. They had no interest in us children. Despite having everything in the world, I felt lonely. I had a sister who was studying in another country. Even though we were a family, we were very far from one another. Sometimes weeks and months passed before we contacted each other on the phone. It was as if our parents had forgotten about us after giving birth. From childhood, our responsibilities were with the servants. I and my sister were also raised and brought up by Ayah Aman. As long as Ayah Aman was in our life, we never felt lonely. She was with us everywhere. Even if there was a meeting at our school, we would take Ayah Aman with us. But one day, Ayah Aman passed away in her sleep, and after that, we 2 sisters were left with no one. Even if our parents were present here, they would never be free from parties and friends. Sometimes I could not understand why they even gave birth to us. My sister would say that they brought us into the world only to show people that they had 2 children. I was suffering badly from loneliness. The class we belonged to was such that there were no genuine relationships. Everyone would come after me only after seeing my wealth. My life was the same. Whenever I made a friend, she befriended me for some purpose. Some were interested in my money, while others only wanted expensive gifts from me. In our class, the richer someone was, the more desperately they ran after someone even richer. I became fed up with all these things. I did not want money, nor had any love for wealth. I just wanted my parents' love. After Ayah Aman's death, I became very alone. My heart longed for someone in my life who would listen to me, be with me, care for me, and have no greed in their heart. There were many servants in our house, but Ayah Aman used to manage them all. After her death, I dismissed many servants. Now only a few remained. There was not much work in the house since I lived alone. A few days ago, a woman came from Ayah Aman's village. She said she was Ayah Aman's niece and needed work, so I kept her in my house. I gave her a servant quarter to stay in, and seeing her reminded me of Ayah Aman. She looked exactly like her. She felt very close to me. In just a few days, she won my heart. She took great care of me, did all my work with her own hands, even massaged my head with oil. For some days, I had been feeling very tired. Exams were near at the university, but my health was deteriorating day by day. I had no disease, but something was wrong. I stayed restless at night, wandering here and there in the empty house. I called my father asking him to return, but he refused, saying his business would be affected. He told me to wait a few days. My younger sister was coming back. Hearing this, I became very happy. My maid Faiza had become very close to me. She knew everything about me. I used to share everything with her easily. Seeing my restlessness, she told me that she had some oil from the village, made of herbs, and if she applied it to my soles, my mind would find peace. Hearing this, I was pleased that she cared so much for me. I gladly allowed her. After dinner that night, she came into my room and sat at my feet. She had a small bottle of oil in her hand. She slowly began applying oil to my soles. Her soft fingers moved in circles on my soles, giving me peace. She kept massaging for quite a while, and I started feeling sleepy. I, who had not slept for many days, soon drifted into slumber. In the morning, when I woke up and sat up, there was light oil on my hands. I was surprised. Because the oil was applied to my soles, how did it get on my hands? Perhaps I touched my soles in my sleep. I took my clothes and went into the bathroom. When I took off my clothes, I felt a slight oiliness all over my body. After many days, I had slept peacefully, so my mood was better. Shaking off the thoughts, I took a shower and came out. My maid had prepared breakfast. She smiled at me and asked if I had slept well. Sitting at the breakfast table, I happily told her that I had slept peacefully after many days. She said she would apply oil to my soles every day. The affection in her tone was special to me. She knew I was starved for love, and she showered that love on me. That night again I lay down, and she came with the oil bottle. Seeing her, I felt happy. Talking to me, she massaged my soles with oil. As her fingers moved, I felt peace. I began to feel sleepy. I was happy that my sleep problem was solved. I didn't even realize when I fell asleep, or when Pfizer left my room. I slept so deeply that I only woke in the morning. When I stretched and rubbed my eyes, I again felt oiliness. Looking at my hands, I saw a slight shine that was certainly from the oil. I could not understand how it came onto my hands. Wondering this, I took a shower. When I opened my nightgown, I was shocked. My body was lightly oily and shining in places. I could not understand why this happened. Was Pfizer massaging my body too? I kept asking myself, but why would she do that? She only came to massage my soles. I became very confused. Today I decided I must find out the truth. Thinking this, I went to the breakfast table. Pfizer was quickly setting my favorite breakfast. She cooked exactly like Aya Aman, a complete copy of her. As she served breakfast, she asked about my health and sleep. She cared for me just like Aya Aman. I paused, not knowing what to ask or how to ask. She might think I doubted her. What if she got offended? Maybe I was overthinking. I decided not to ask anything. I went to university. My exams had begun. I became very busy. All day I completely forgot the night's matter. My father also messaged me that my sister would be home tonight. I was very happy. My sister and I were twins. We looked alike. When I came home, Pfizer was busy making dinner. I thought to tell her about Momo's arrival. As I entered the kitchen, Pfizer greeted me and said, "BBG, today I will massage you very well. You will feel such peace that you will give an excellent exam." Hearing this, I went silent. An idea came into my mind to find out the truth. I gave Pfizer some extra tasks in the kitchen and secretly slipped out of the house. My sister had arrived. She was about to come in when I stopped her outside and told her to act as me inside. I wanted to tease Pfizer. I didn't tell her everything, but she agreed. I told her that we would talk in the morning. My sister had already heard about Pfizer, so she agreed. I entered the house from the back and hid in my own room. I hid my sister's belongings there. My sister entered from the front door. Now she had completely taken my place, and my maid went to massage her. She kept telling my sister stories as she massaged oil on her soles. After a while, I saw my sister listening and then falling into deep sleep. My maid lit a small lamp, turned off the rest of the lights, and left the room, closing the door behind her. I stayed hidden in the wardrobe for a while. When no sound came and nothing unusual happened, I thought of coming out. Just as I was about to step out of the wardrobe, the room door opened. Holding my breath, I saw a faint light in the room. My maid entered with 6 men. My sister was in a deep sleep. My maid and the men who came with her opened my sister's gown, which was mine, and took oil from Pfizer and slowly began rubbing it on her body. In no time, those men were rubbing oil all over my sister's body. I was stunned at what was happening. Pfizer, my maid, stood behind, calmly watching, and those men would take a little oil and gently massage my sister. This continued for 2 whole hours. I was shocked that even after all this, my sister did not wake up and kept sleeping unaware as before. After 2 hours, they all left and shut the door. I was shaken to the core that had all this been happening to me for so many days. I could not understand anything. It was as if I was struck. I could never have imagined in a dream that my maid, whom I trusted so much and shared everything with, could do such a thing to me. I sat in the wardrobe for a while longer, and when there was no sound, I came out. Now I waited for the morning. I stayed awake the whole night. I could not understand what the purpose of massaging my body in this way could be. In the morning, when my sister woke, she went to shower, and after coming out, she said to me that she had never slept such a peaceful sleep in her life as she did last night, that my maid had massaged her so well that she slept peacefully all night. I sat my sister down and slowly told her the whole incident. Hearing this, she was first stunned, then she scolded me a lot as to why I had not told her everything at night and why I had let her sleep in my place. I told her that I did not know it could be such a big matter, and when I saw those 6 men in the room, I did not have the courage to raise an alarm, because in the house it was only me and her. The rest of the servants left in the evening. Only Pfizer stayed in the bungalow at night. If I had shouted in the night, then we would have been harmed. My sister understood but was still angry. She immediately called my aunt's son, who was a senior police officer, and told him everything. Soon he reached our house, but I did not show anything in front of my maid until my cousin arrived. I hid my sister while Faiza remained unaware. As soon as my cousin came, I told Faiza to bring tea to my room. When she entered, my cousin locked the door. Now in the room were my maid Faiza, my cousin Hassan, and my sister whom I had hidden in the wardrobe. The moment Hassan locked the door, Faiza jumped in fear. When her eyes fell on Momo, she was stunned. She looked in shock at me and at Momo. Hassan told her to sit, and she obeyed silently. Then he demanded that she tell the truth. She tried to act innocent and denied everything, but when Hassan showed his authority in uniform, she grew scared, yet still said nothing. Hassan gave her a final warning. If she did not confess, he would put her directly in jail where she would have to admit everything. Terrified, Faiza finally began to speak in a low voice. As she spoke, my eyes burned and tears rolled down my neck. Faiza revealed that she was not Aya Aman's niece, but actually her daughter. She explained that our father had taken Aya Aman from her mother-in-law for 25,000. Aya Aman's husband had worked in our father's factory. He had borrowed that amount, but before he could repay it, he died in an accident. When the factory manager contacted Aya Aman's mother-in-law for repayment, their family was in terrible condition. They did not even have food. The manager told our father, and instead of forgiving the loan or giving more time, he went to their house and offered a cruel choice. He would forgive the debt only if Aya Aman came to his home to take care of his daughters. At that time, Aya Aman was the mother of 4 daughters. Her mother-in-law, blinded by helplessness, agreed on the condition that some money would be sent monthly for expenses. Our father agreed, and so Aya Aman left her children behind and came to raise us sisters. Faiza paused, drank water, then continued. She said it did not end there. Not only was their mother taken away from them, but as we grew older, our father began visiting their house more often. At first, he came only to give monthly expenses, but then he started coming in between. We were still young, but they were between 12 and 16 years old. He would bring them clothes and gifts, while their grandmother, blinded by money, would allow him to sit with the girls alone. After this shocking revelation, silence filled the room. My sister and I sat in disbelief. We had never loved our father, but still we could not imagine he would fall to such a low level. His greed and misuse of wealth had blinded him from what was right and what was wrong. Faiza too had crossed a line in her search for revenge, and Hassan finally handed her over to the authorities. But deep inside, we knew that the real person responsible for all of this was our father, who had escaped accountability only because of his riches. So, dear viewers, this was today's painful and eye-opening story. If it touched your heart, do not forget to press the like button and share your thoughts in the comments. And remember to subscribe to Miracle of Islam and press the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming stories that remind us of the consequences of injustice and the justice of Allah. Allah Hafiz.